Hi, I'm Steve Dawes and I'm the Services Director from Servium. Welcome today to the first of our On the Sofa series, and I'm joined by Alan Saxton from HP, who's going to talk to us today about Devices as a Service. Hi Alan, tell me a little bit about your role within HP.
Yeah, my role at HP is I look after our Devices as a Service program for our channel partners for the UK and Ireland.
So Devices as a Service is becoming a hot topic because everything is as a service at the moment, driven by the software vendors typically. So explain a little bit more, could you, about the Devices as a Service from HP?
Yeah, Devices as a Service is all about delivering a solution to a customer that consists of hardware, insight, meaning analytics and proactive management, lifecycle services, whether those services are ours or our partners, in a fully robust offering.
So maybe you can dispel some of the myths that as a service is just a lease. So can you maybe explain that?
Yeah, I think where you see it shift from being a lease, which is traditionally just hardware, is with the development of our what we call Tech Pulse, which is our proactive management and analytics software. And what that brings to this model is greater insight to a customer, allowing them to manage their environment in a much more efficient and effective way.
So there's a lot more included with Devices as a Service over, like I said, a typical lease. So Servium has a best of breed services ecosystem. So I presume we could include some of these services within the Devices as a Service.
Absolutely. That our whole business model is how do we leverage the best of breed with the best of breed services within the environment, and that's really done through our partners. And how do we complement one another to provide a really bespoke offering to an end user based on their needs and requirements.
So the research by the industry analysts such as IDC have shown that probably 30-35% of devices by 2020 will be as part of a as a service model. So the trend is obviously upwards at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. I think more and more people recognize the value of consuming IT outweighs the cost of IT. And what I mean by that, moving to this type of model gives them a much more efficient and effective way to consume that technology and ensure that they have the latest and greatest devices within their environment. Right? It's all about increasing productivity, reducing downtime, and simplifying the management of the IT environment for the company.
I think that really is an interesting message that I've sort of got to take away from this, is that reducing downtime for end users with their device is typically not talked about a lot. Everyone talks about downtime in the data center and so on. But again, I think that to me is an important message in minimizing downtime, because that has cost to business.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why it's important. Back to the original conversation, is how does this change from traditional leasing? Is when you have that proactive management and analytics software, it gives you the insight to manage that environment in a more predictive and effective way.
So with Devices as a Service, Alan, what typically happens to refresh cycles? Well,
we're seeing refresh cycles actually become shorter because customers have the expectation of having the latest technology within their environment. Right? It allows them to be more efficient and effective. And let's face it, it brings up employee morale. When you get a new device, they're much more productive.
So customers that have workforces that change on a regular basis, and typically I would see that the trend would be up, but what if I need to scale down with Devices as a Service? Is that possible?
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a new announcement in September allowing customers to scale down by 5 to 15% after the first year. And it's just one of those variables we just need to know what's important to them so we can build it into the model.
Okay, well that's interesting to know, because again that's keeping in line typically with the software model that some of the major software vendors adopt as well.
Absolutely.
And from the point of view of typical profile of an end user, I'm assuming this applies to all market sectors?
Yes, yeah, we're seeing across the board, everything from small to medium business up through corporate, global, enterprise, and public sector, really starting to ask more questions about Devices as a Service as they're recognizing the value that this brings.
So from an IT manager's point of view, then it's giving sort of better management, I presume, and better sort of cost of ownership, and so on. So from that perspective, what are the benefits to say an IT professional?
Well, for an IT professional is having greater insight into their environment. And let's face it, in many of those, in many environments, they're multi-vendor. And moving to devices as a service helps simplify that. And with the addition of our proactive management in analytic software, allows them to manage their environment much more efficiently, because it also supports multi-vendor, and that includes Apple as well.
So that's interesting, yeah, because on my travels and visiting customers, I see typical multi-vendor environment, which typically would be HP and Apple. So it's good to know that you will support Apple as a vendor as well.
Absolutely.
So IT manages like a single pane of glass when it comes to management of, say, the data center, the network. So is there anything from a device as a service that gives the IT managers that sort of ability?
Yeah, I mean, we have a that single pane of glass portal, within our what we call a tech pulse, and also the nice thing now with our recent announcement in September is that can also be integrated into ServiceNow if a customer is using that to manage their environment.
I'm an end user. I like the latest tech. What's in it for me as an end user?
Yeah, well, I think for companies to be successful, they need the latest technology, and moving into a as a service model gives them that life cycle, allows them to manage that technology from beginning to end. And what we're finding is as younger people enter the workforce, they have an expectation of using the latest technology. And certainly allows them to be more efficient and effective. And to your point on, moving to as a service model brings more predictability and transparency as to the cost model. So companies have a better understanding of what they're spending within, for their IT.
Alan, thanks very much for taking the time out today to join me on the sofa. That's been a tremendous insight into the devices service from HP. Now, we talked about customers who would be interested in maybe getting more information. So what can we offer people watching today who want more info on devices service?
Yeah, I think, thanks for inviting me here. It was a real pleasure. For those customers that are interested in devices service, what I would recommend is them reaching out to us, and what we can do is offer them a 90-day trial of our analytics or our proactive management analytics software. And the benefits of that is really giving them greater insight into their current environment and allowing them to make better choice points as they move forward with new technology.
Well, that's great. That's really good to know. So for everyone watching, thank you very much for taking the time today. If you're interested in what Alan talked about there, the 90-day trial, then please get in touch with your account manager. Come to our website, servium.com, for more information. So again, thanks again and goodbye.